All right, forget the usual deep dive, everyone. Get ready for a whip check.
Oh, I like that.
We're strapping in for a high-speed run through a seriously intriguing piece of automotive engineering, the Polestar 1.
That's right. Yeah, no leisurely stroll today. We're hitting the highlights, the head scratchers, the sheer audacity of this car.
And we're leaning on some great YouTube reviews, autofocus, and Doug Demuro gave us plenty to chew on.
They really did. Different takes, but both dive into what makes this car, well, tick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, for anyone just tuning into this whip check, the Polestar 1 holds a really unique spot.
It really does.
It's the very first car from Polestar, Volvo's spun-off electric performance brand.
Oh, right, the performance arm.
But here's the twist. The thing that gets you right away,
Yeah.
their debut vehicle is a hybrid.
Yeah. Talk about an unexpected opening move for a brand that's meant to be all about electric.
Totally. It makes you wonder what the thinking was there.
It definitely throws a curveball. These reviews, they really peel back the layers on what makes the Polestar 1 so distinctive and maybe even a bit puzzling.
Okay, let's kick this whip check into high gear.
Hmm.
Autofocus jumped right on the naming strategy.
Oh, yeah, the numbers.
Polestar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It sounds simple, but it's actually a bit confusing at first.
It is. So let's quickly break it down. The 2 is a sedan.
Got it.
Then you've got the 3 and 4. Those are crossovers, SUVs, basically.
Right.
5 is an upcoming sedan, sort of a bigger one. And the 6 is that gorgeous concept coupe they showed.
But the key thing, as autofocus pointed out, is the Polestar 1. This is the OG.
It's the original, the one that started it all.
And what a start. I mean, this car has a seriously unconventional hybrid powertrain. Let's get into the nuts and bolts here.
Absolutely. Pop the hood metaphorically, of course, and you find, well, not just a turbo engine.
Oh.
It's turbocharged and supercharged, an inline 4.
Both. Wow, that's not something you see every day. What's the idea there?
Well, the supercharger gives you that instant kick, low-down torque, right?
Yeah.
And then the turbo takes over for power higher up in the rev range. It aims for, a really broad power band.
Okay, makes sense. But here's the weird part. It only powers the front wheels.
Exactly. Front-wheel drive with all that complex forced induction, it's unexpected.
But wait, there's more. Because the rear wheels get their own power source.
Right. That's where the electric side comes in. Electric motors and a battery pack drive the rear axle.
So it's like two different cars mashed together. Front engine, front drive muscle, and rear motor EV.
That's a pretty good way to put it, yeah. It's a fascinating approach. And the numbers are, well, they're big.
How big are we talking?
Total system output is around 619, maybe 620 horsepower.
Whoa.
And the torque is huge, like 738 to 740 pound-feet. Massive.
Okay, that explains the speed. 0 to 60.
Around 3.7 seconds. So it definitely moves. It's properly quick.
Which is even more impressive when you hear the weight. This thing isn't light, is it?
Not at all. Autofocus clocked at around 5,000, maybe 5,200 pounds.
Jeez. For a coupe, where's all that weight coming from?
A big chunk is that battery. It's a pretty substantial pack for a hybrid, 34 kilowatt hours.
That is big for a hybrid. What does that give you in electric range?
That's the other surprise. It allows for roughly 50 miles of electric-only driving.
50 miles, pure electric.
Yeah, but just powering the rear wheels in that mode, so it becomes a rear-wheel drive EV for short trips.
50 miles is actually pretty usable. You could do a lot of daily driving without touching the petrol engine.
Definitely. The host at Autofocus really hit it, didn't he? He said it felt like Polestar was doing something intentionally confusing or just totally unique.
Yeah, like let's just do something nobody else would think of. It really makes you question the strategy behind it all.
It absolutely does. Maybe leveraging existing Volvo engine tech while showing off their new EV muscle, even if the combo is a bit unusual for performance.
Could be. Okay, let's shift gears. Aesthetics. This car definitely has a look.
Oh, for sure. And some wild color options. That matte gold autofocus showed.
Stunning. Absolutely love that. And the wheels.
Huge, 21-inch wheels.
Yeah.
Autofocus seemed to prefer them in black. Gives it a meaner stance.
It does. And the branding is consistent, isn't it?
Yeah, both reviewers mentioned the Polestar text front side. It looks kind of like a high-end sticker almost.
Subtle, but always there.
And unlike the pure EVs that came later, this one actually has a real vent up front.
Right, because it has that, actual engine needing air.
Makes sense. Then there's the carbon fiber. Lots of it.
Everywhere, right, not just little bits.
No, it's expensive. Autofocus pointed it out. And Doug Demuro even read the inscription on the door sill.
What did it say?
Something like, high modulus CFRP body, structurally optimized carbon fiber layout. Fancy words for strong, light carbon fiber making up the body structure.
CFRP, carbon fiber reinforced polymer. Okay, so they're serious about the materials.
Very serious. It adds rigidity, helps
Yeah.
performance, even with the weight. They clearly invested heavily there.
Okay, sticking with the outside. Doug Demuro got really interested in the door handles.
Ah, yes, the flush ones. Very
Oh.
sleek.
They pop out when you get close, right?
Mm.
And lock with a touch.
Exactly. He kind of credited Tesla with maybe starting that trend, making it popular. It's a very modern, clean look.
Definitely. And the mirrors. That was another weird Demuro find.
Oh, yeah, that was odd. The whole mirror housing moves when you adjust it, not just the glass inside.
The whole thing pivots. Wild. He said he hadn't seen that before.
Me neither. It's one of those little quirks that makes you just tilt your head and go, huh.
Okay, let's step inside. Sounds like it's pretty luxurious in there.
First thing you notice, the seat belts. Bright yellowy orange.
The signature Polestar color. Doug Demuro caught that right away.
Yep. But then he spotted something weird. On the belt itself,
What was it?
it said since 1959.
1959. But Polestar's a new brand. That's a Volvo thing, isn't it? Safety heritage.
Exactly. He called it a weird Volvo tie-in. Seems a bit odd for a brand trying to forge its own identity.
Yeah, it kind of muddies the waters a bit, doesn't it? Leaning on the old brand while trying to be the new thing.
A little bit. And another odd choice he mentioned, the seat colors.
Mm.
White up front, black in the back.
Contrasting. Okay, that's different. But the materials themselves sounded top-notch.
Oh, definitely. Demuro raved about the leather quality, this gorgeous trim pattern on the seats. It absolutely feels premium.
Good. And that carbon fiber carries through inside, too.
Prominently. On the door sills again, with the Polestar logo and that text about the carbon structure. A constant reminder of what it's made of.
Nice. And the shifter, that looks special.
Oh, the crystal glass shifter. Beautiful piece. It's got the Polestar Star logo embedded right inside it. Real touch of class.
Very cool. And the roof.
Big panoramic glass roof. And Demuro liked how the overhead controls, like for the sunroof shade, seemed to kind of float up there. Adds to the modern feel.
Nice design touches.
Ooh,
But here's the big Volvo connection, right? The overall interior.
Yeah, this is where Demuro really hammered the point home.
Mhm.
The whole layout, the big vertical screen, the buttons, the air vents, even the steering wheel.
Good all Volvo.
Pretty much lifted straight from contemporary Volvos.
Mm-hmm.
S90, XC90. If you've been in one, the Polestar 1's dash will feel very familiar.
Okay, so pros and cons there, I guess.
Exactly. Pro. It's high quality, it works well, the ergonomics are proven, familiar Volvo stuff.
Con.
Con. You're spending, what, $160,000 on a car from a new brand? And the interior feels like it came from a car costing maybe half that.
Yeah.
It lacks that unique, bespoke feeling you might expect at this price point.
Right. It maybe helped them get the car out faster using existing parts bins.
Probably, but it definitely dilutes that sense of specialness for the Polestar brand itself, at least inside.
Still, that vertical screen people seem to like that system, right?
Yeah, both reviewers praised it. It's like a big smartphone interface, generally pretty intuitive and user-friendly. Volvo's Census system, basically.
And Demuro found some of those quirky Volvo software touches, too.
Oh yeah, like the Gothenburg Concert Hall sound setting for the audio system. Very Swedish.
Huh. Love it. And the physical controls. Still Volvo-like.
Yep, the little twist knob to start and stop the car, the textured roller for the drive modes. All familiar Volvo items.
Did they try to differentiate anything?
Well, Demuro did find one small thing, a little screen cleaning cloth, branded Polestar.
Okay, well, it's something. A tiny flag planted for the new brand.
Every little bit counts, I suppose. Now, practicality. Let's talk about actually using this car, especially for passengers.
Right, those doors look huge and heavy. Demuro mentioned that.
Yeah, designed to give better access to the rear seats. But then he found the warning label.
Uh-oh, what did it say?
Basically, that the rear seats are only suitable for people under 4'9".
4'9". So basically, small children only.
Pretty much. And getting back there isn't easy either. He showed the power seats moving forward. Slowly.
Painfully slow.
Incredibly slow. And the controls to move the seats back once you're in are apparently in a really awkward spot.
So, conclusion. Back seats are for decoration or luggage?
Mostly, yeah. Autofocus even joked about feeling trapped back there. It's definitely not a practical four-seater for adults.
Okay.
What about the trunk? Compromises there, too.
Big time. And this was another really unique, kind of weird feature.
Go on.
You open the trunk, and instead of just carpet, there's a big glass panel. And under the glass,
What's under the glass?
you can see all the hybrid electric components. Wires, modules, all the high-tech stuff.
Seriously, they put
Yeah.
the guts on display.
Yeah, Demuro compared it to seeing the engine through glass on a Lamborghini or Ferrari. Autofocus also noted all the bright orange high-voltage cables.
Wow. That's a choice. Cool, maybe, but practical.
Not very. It looks interesting, but it eats up a ton of trunk space.
How much space is actually left?
Autofocus reckoned maybe a few bags of groceries, maybe 1.5 small suitcases, max.
Not much at all. And Demuro mentioned something else missing back there.
Yeah, no power trunk lid. Which, again, at over $150K feels like a bit of an oversight. Yeah, you'd kind of expect that. Did they at least give you somewhere to put the charging cables?
Yes, thankfully. Dedicated storage cubbies for the cables, which is smart for a plug-in hybrid.
Okay, so cool looks, weird powertrain, fancy interior that's mostly Volvo, not much space. How does it actually drive?
This is where it gets interesting again. Despite the weight, both reviewers were genuinely impressed by the acceleration.
It feels quick then.
Surprisingly quick, yeah.
Yeah.
That instant electric torque from the rear, plus the boosted engine up front, it gets up and goes.
And the ride? Is it harsh because it's sporty?
Actually, no. Demuro specifically said it was remarkably comfortable and quiet. He even compared the refinement, the insulation, to a Bentley.
A Bentley. Wow, high praise for quietness.
Yeah, it seems like they prioritized a smooth, luxurious grand touring feel over sharp-edged sportiness.
Oh.
Autofocus also said the brakes were good, handling decent.
But I sense a but coming. What's missing?
Emotion. Soul.
Yeah.
The autofocus host felt the engine, despite being twin-charged, sounded pretty uninspiring. No great noise.
Just gets the job done quietly.
Seems like it. And the paddle shifters apparently felt a bit numb, unengaging. So it's fast, capable, comfortable, but maybe not thrilling in the way some competitors are.
More of a numbers car than a feel car.
That seems to be the consensus. Impressive on paper, refined on the road, but maybe lacks that visceral connection, which, brings us to the rarity in that price tag.
Yeah, only 1,500 units worldwide. That's tiny.
Demuro put it in perspective. That's as rare as a Porsche Carrera GT. Think about that.
Incredible exclusivity. But the price?
North of $150,000, maybe $160,000 depending on options. And autofocus made the very valid point.
That's serious money. What else could you buy?
Oh man, loads. A Corvette C806, a Porsche 911, a BMW M8 Competition, or, as he pointed out, you could get a Tesla Model S Plaid and a Model 3 Performance for similar cash.
Yeah, the competition is fierce and incredibly competent at that price. So what's Polestar's angle here?
This is classic halo car strategy, like Demuro explained. It wasn't really meant to sell in huge numbers or beat a 911 around a track.
It's about making a splash, building the brand.
Exactly. Build awareness, create buzz, show off technology, establish Polestar as a premium, forward-thinking brand. It's a statement piece, a rolling billboard.
Makes sense. Generate desire for the more mainstream models like the Polestar 2.
Precisely. But autofocus did circle back to that powertrain layout, engine front, electric rear, and questioned if that was really the best way for pure performance.
Yeah, it feels a little backwards, maybe. Most performance hybrids try to put the electric boost elsewhere.
It definitely raises questions about whether the priority was ultimate performance or showcasing the hybrid tech in this specific, unique way.
Okay, any other final quirks we missed in this whip check?
Just a couple quick ones. That active rear spoiler.
Oh, yeah. Pops up automatically over 60 mile per hour.
Yep. Or you can raise it manually with a button if you just want the look. Both reviewers mentioned that.
A bit of visual drama.
For sure. And the very last detail, a classic Demuro observation. Check the VIN, and you'll see it's built in China.
Ah, interesting. So Swedish design and engineering roots, but Chinese manufacturing.
Seems so.
Okay, let's bring this whip check in for a landing. The Polestar 1. It's undeniably unique. Fascinating, even.
Absolutely. It's packed with surprising choices, some cool, some baffling.
It really is an automotive curiosity cabinet on wheels.
It is. And it leaves you, the listener, with a big question, doesn't it? Is this thing a compelling vision for a new luxury performance brand?
Or is it just too weird, too expensive, maybe spread too thin, trying to be too many things?
What do you think? What parts of this car intrigue you the most? If you were spending this much on a performance hybrid, what would your priorities be?
Would it be the electric range, the carbon fiber tech, the exclusivity, or would you want something more conventional, maybe more focused?
It's definitely a car that makes a statement. The final thought to leave you with is, what exactly is that statement saying about where driving, performance, and luxury are headed?
Food for thought. The Polestar 1, a complex, expensive, and very rare opening act.